from seeing from all the contents that you put out, so you went through a lot of stuff from
Right.
your older YouTube videos of how to make money online to now you give business tips and
Right.
how to start stuff from scratch. So I'm sure you're different. You're different. The way you think is different from the people your age.
Right.
So does that makes you feel lonely? Does that isolate you and make you the black sheep?
I mean, from a business aspect, probably yes, but then from like a social aspect, I feel like not so much. I feel like back in the States, I was in a position where I was lonelier,
Mm-hmm.
and I think now, I mean, it takes a lot of time for people to understand the way that you think, especially at this level. And not to say that I'm like super high level or anything, but uh, I like to be surrounded by other people who are also very competitive. My brothers, my fiance is also part of the business as well, and then they help to push me to become better. And I feel like, I mean, at this stage right now, I don't feel like it's super lonely. There's people that still get you, but it's hard to find those people, and it's very rare.
You're lucky.
Yeah,
You found someone who share your value.
yeah. I'm lucky because I also have a twin.
That's true. Uh, do you wake up with with the discipline? Do you one day you have that discipline, or is it because of something that you lack growing up?
I don't think I wake up with that discipline. I think I have to push myself
Mm-hmm.
to be disciplined in certain things that I feel like I need to be disciplined in. I don't just randomly just decide I need to work 7 days a week, but I feel like I need to, and that in itself has to push yourself to be somewhat disciplined. Um, but I feel like there's also some level of balance, some level of laziness that I have that I need to incorporate in my life. Otherwise, I'd go insane. I would have my lazy days. I would have my off days, and also I would have at the same time I would have the days where I really work hard.
Mm.
But discipline in itself, I feel like it's something that you have to understand why you need to be disciplined, and then you have to push yourself to do so every single day. Yeah.
All right. So, what's the hardest lesson that running all these businesses have taught you? I'll help you out. So, for
Mm.
me, I think it was something of it's full accountability.
Right.
You cannot make it work if you don't be the role model and
Right.
if you don't show up. Usually for my people, I try to have a very strong standard.
Mm.
So you set a standard, so you have to be in by exactly this time.
Right.
If and your word means your word means so much. So usually I give my word and I have to follow up. I try to follow up as much as possible, and these kind of standards will allow us to rub off on them
Mm-hmm.
basically, and they respect it and they copy.
Got
So
it.
usually if the leader or someone on top
Mm-hmm.
who is quite I don't know accountable
Right.
to themselves, usually the company will do good because they copy the characteristics of them.
Correct.
And how about for you?
I'm thinking because there's so many categories as to like lessons that I learned, but I think one of the most recent lessons I learned is that there's no you cannot have success without hard work.
Mm.
And I feel like I learned that a lot because I used to think that, maybe the more I grow, the more I would be able to kind of let go of certain things and just kind of be relaxed. But then I realized that the pursuit of success demands hard work, and it demands it every single day.
Mm.
And by working with other high level individuals in the industry, I realized that all of them are the same. Most, if not all of them, are the same. So to me, there's no way you can escape that if success is your goal.
No way you can escape. Sorry.
So I'm saying like if success is your goal, then there's no way you can escape hard work. Like you have to put in the work to
Mm.
make success happen.
Mm.
Yeah, there's no shortcut to it.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's the hardest lesson you learned.
I wouldn't say it's the hardest, but it's one of the most recent lessons that I learned
Mm.
when I work with other like individuals in the industry. The more I realize that all these people are putting in so many hours, so many days of work just to make things run,
Mm.
and then I realized like there's no escape to that. If you want to build something successful, if you want to build something big, then There's no escape to it.
I always believe in hard work,
Mm,
but it's so much easier to say than to actually pull it off.
right.
Because it's so easy to say when we're in a comfortable room,
Mm,
we're not tired.
right.
When you're tired, the mentality is different.
Right.
So how do you push through on a hard day?
You just make it work, dude.
You just-
You just make it work.
the why is so strong.
Yeah, I mean, if I'll give you an example because there was times where like I had to like uh shoot like 2 videos and then push it out in one day because I really need to get that shit out in one day
Mm,
for a KDME campaign, and I was working like from like 8 till like 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. just to get that shit out, and like I knew I didn't want to fuck it up. I could not afford to fuck it up and just like let it go and just say, hey, I need to rest. I don't think I deserve to rest until I get that shit out first.
mm,
And I guess the why is just like, I need to make it work. I know I need this and I need to make it work, and I'm not going to stop until I finish it.
mm.
Yeah.
Do you adopt these mindset from anyone, or is this from the sky?
I would just say it's just the when you're working on something that you know is going to be very impactful, you don't try to half-ass it, right? You don't want to half-ass it. With anything that I try to do, I don't want to half-ass it. And I feel like if I'm going to do a good job at it, I really have to push through and make it work.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you with the cliche question.
Yeah,
So
go
if,
ahead.
if you were to go back to
Mm.
when you were I would say 20,
Mm-hmm.
so that was 5 years ago, maybe 19.
Right.
What would you say to him?
What is Aiden?
And what advice would you give him?
What advice would I give him? Probably
Yeah,
hire more and hire earlier.
hire more and hire
Hire
earlier.
more, hire earlier. Because I didn't hire up until like my 4th year in business.
You were doing everything.
I was pretty much doing most of everything by myself.
Mm,
I had my mom helping out with the helping with the deliveries because I was abroad, and then
mm,
she had a delivery person. But apart from that, like I was doing most of the work. I would respond to chat, make the content, everything by myself up until a point where I could finally hire and get some help. But then I feel like if I were to hire more and hire more aggressively and outsource all the work to someone else, the growth would have been much better, much faster. Yeah.
Talking about hiring, what characteristics of people do you look for?
Characteristics of people that I look for. Number one is grit. I really want to see someone who looks like they know how to put in hard. They know what hard work is and they know how to put it in.
You can't really measure that.
You can't measure it, and it's something that like you have to really see for yourself
Mm,
after like working with them for a certain period of time, and then you realize, okay, this person really gets it. This person could really put in the hard work if need be,
mm,
and they're not gonna make up an excuse or compromise it.
mhm.
And that's something I really appreciate with certain people when I hire them. You don't really see the character at first. You make assumptions, much like anything, and then you just kind of test it out during the probation period.
Probation
Yeah,
period.
see what they're like.
Okay.
Yeah,
What characteristics do you avoid? Because you're gonna say lazy, huh?
lazy, not punctual. Those are kind of the red flags for me. If you come late to an interview for like 5 minutes, I would realize like, yo, this person is kind of sketch. I mean, it also depends. Those are for like entry level roles. For like more complex roles, I really look for someone who can really put in the work and also has a level of creativity that I could accept.
Hmm.
Um, and with creative roles, usually before you hire, you kind of something that I kind of do and this works well for me is that I let them do a sample, make a sample for me. For example, if I'm hiring a content creator, I'll ask you to make a sample video, see if you're not bullshitting. And
Okay.
if you deliver decent work, then I can consider it. Yeah.
Okay, that makes me so so for your podcast, is it like something you focus on?
No,
Oh,
if
yeah,
it was
absolutely
something
not.
I focused on, I would probably output more. But it's something that we are very selective at, and maybe that's our issue. But at the same time, we do it out of pure enjoyment, and just wanting to learn from people.
Mm,
So we don't plan on monetizing it. We don't plan on making it like a consistent thing. But maybe later down the line, if it's something that we really want to shift focus on, then we'd probably do it more often. Yeah.
okay. Uh, I have another quote for you
Mm-hmm.
related to people hiring.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about people, uh, characteristic wise. So this is from a philosopher. His name is Friedrich Nietzsche.
Mm-hmm.
The man of knowledge must be able. Sorry,
Uh-huh.
let me reverse that. Well, I think I miswritten this. Okay. Anyways, the man of knowledge must not be able to only love his enemies, but also hate his friends. So let me try to explain that,
Mhm.
and then I wanna hear your thoughts.
Okay.
So basically, what he meant is that through your opposition, which he meant by enemies, uh, you try to learn things from your enemies, from your opponent.
Mm.
You have to you have to transcend and see past that you guys are in different sides,
Right.
and they teach you things. You obviously you have some competitions
Mhm.
for all your businesses, so um, they teach you how to be, I guess, sharp. You have to
Mm.
sharpen up. You have to speed up. You have to be better.
Right.
And that's what he meant by love his enemies. And for also hate his friends, I don't think it's necessary hate, but you have to disappoint. You're gonna have to keep them in check. You have to confront them of their, I guess, bad virtues, their
Mm.
laziness and their, I would say, immoral, immorality. So what do you think?
I agree with both statements. To love your enemies, I think is a great way to put it. For us, um, competition is what really drives businesses, and I
Mm,
feel like it's something very important because we always analyze.
mm,
We always try to see what they're doing, what could we be doing better, and
mm-hmm.
we try to learn from them. In any of the businesses that we operate, that is something that we always look towards,
Mm-hmm.
and it becomes very boring when there's no competition. And I would prefer an industry where it's more competitive. Um, for example, shoes kind of died down recently, and you realize like a lot of people are kind of moving out of it, and it's kind of boring now. It's kind of boring because like you're like the only guy standing, and then like most of them are kind of just like not there anymore.
Is the market big?
The market for shoes, I think it's not as big as it used to be. It's
Mm.
big decline, but we're doing great. It's just that it used to be much more competitive and much more fun, and right now it's not as much. But yeah, I agree with the idea of loving your enemies. We love to analyze our competitors, see what they're doing, see what we can do better. The other thing when it comes to hate your friends, this is something that applies